A play out of the gun ace twins that I like to run against man coverage is called posts. Now this particular play, what I like about it is the route that's ran by the running back, which happens to be an angle route. Now this particular play you can run as is, and it's going to be very effective as the running back runs his angle route across the middle. However, I want to go ahead and use motion where I send him out wide to the right and allow him to run that angle route. And that's what we're going to go ahead and show in this video breakdown. Let's go ahead and take a look at the default pass routes, and we'll work our way from left to right. You're going to notice out here on the left that the split end, now he runs about a 15-yard post into this area. And then to the inside of him, we're going to have this receiver here, which happens to be the slot receiver. Might refer to him as the flanker or possibly the wide receiver one. He's going to go ahead and run this corner route. So he goes up about 8 yards before breaking towards the corner. And then to the inside of him, it's going to be the left tight end. We may refer to him in the write-up as the tight end 2. He's going to go ahead and run this shoot route out here towards the left into this flat area. And then over here towards the right, the tight end 1 or the right tight end, he's going to go ahead and run this corner route into this area here. And then in the backfield, you're going to have the running back. He's going to go ahead and run an angle route out of the backfield in this area here. So let's go ahead and take a look at the defense that we're going to run this against. And the defense that we're going to run this happens to be 2-man under. And you're going to notice right off the bat that as you look at it, we have the middle linebacker and the left outside linebacker both highlighted, and we're showing who they're covering. The reason for that, once we motion the running back out wide, they're going to switch, and we're going to talk about that here in just a bit. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of the hot routes that we're going to make, and actually really only going to make one, and that's to go ahead and hot route the right tight end on a streak such as what you see on your screen. And then we're going to go ahead and take control of the running back, and then we want to go ahead and motion them out towards the right. Now, one of the things that you might consider doing here, once you motion him, if you want, you can allow him to set, or you can snap the ball just before he sets. Now, if you play in the league, you may have to allow him to set. If you don't play in the league, then you don't have to. Now, you cannot snap the ball when he gets into this area here. You have to wait just before he go ahead and sets before you can snap it. So just keep that in mind. Now, if you do that, there's a good chance that he's not going to be jammed at the line of scrimmage, and that's the idea of this. More than likely, he probably won't, because he's going to end up, in most cases, being matched up against a linebacker, which is what we want to go ahead and show here. In this case, he's matched up against the left outside linebacker. And the reason I tell you that is because in this particular personnel that we're looking, as far as with the offense, it's 12 personnel, meaning that you have 1 running back and 2 tight ends. If your opponent sees that, chances are he's going to run a base type defense such as the 3-4, 4-3, maybe 44 type defenses, so he can get a linebacker matched up, and maybe he's thinking you might want to run. It isn't anything but a run play when you look at, especially when we motion the running back out towards the right. And for that reason, you're going to have an advantage in most cases with the running back when he's matched up with the linebacker. In this case, he's matched up, as I said before, with this left outside linebacker. And once he breaks to the outside over here and he goes towards the middle, a lot of times you're going to find him wide open. And that's what we're going to show here with this breakdown. So let's go ahead and continue on here. Here's what the play looks like once we go ahead and make that hot route adjustment and that motion that we use as the running back. The reason that we want to go ahead and send this guy, which is going to be the tight end 1, on a streak, so what we want to do here is we want him to go ahead and go deep. And if they're in 2-man under coverage, such as what we're showing here, then the strong safety is going to drop further back. If we allow the tight end to run a corner route, so say he goes up the field in this area here and he breaks towards the corner, you could do that, but there's a chance that the strong safety may end up being somewhere in this area here. And if you can see, he's a lot closer here than he would be if he had to go cover the tight end over here. And that's the reason that we send a tight end 1 on the streak, is because we're trying to force the strong safety to drop further back away from where the running back's running his route, so we can get him isolated on that left outside linebacker. So that's the reason for the hot route adjustment as far as the tight end. So here's what our pass reads would be as far as who we would look to throw to. And for this particular play, we're going to work our way from right to left. So as the quarterback, we're going to go ahead and drop him back into this area here just initially. And then as our reads are going to be made, we're going to work our way this way. We're going to look to go ahead and throw to the running back first. Look to the tight end on the seam route. Chances are he may not be open. Then go across. Remember this guy right here, which is going to be the split end run. That deep post could be open. Then we're going to work to the flat ran by the tight end 2, and then eventually over here towards the corner route. You probably won't get this far as with this play, especially if they blitz, but just keep in mind that's going to be our reads. If they blitz, obviously we're going to look to throw the running back first. Chances are we should still be able to get it to him. If not, then we may look to throw to the tight end 2 over here who runs the flat route. So that's kind of our reads as far as this particular play against man coverage. Now, one of the things I want to do is I want to go back and talk about something else that we can kind of want to go through here. And that's to go ahead and talk about attacking zone coverage a little bit, and then I'll get back into the actual man play and running it. If you look out here towards the left, I want to go ahead and point this out to you real quick. You can see between these two receivers here, you got this tight end, as I pointed out earlier, the tight end 2 running this flat route. And then you also have this guy right here, which is slot receiver running this corner route. You've got a nice little combination over here to attack zone coverage, or if they run a zone blitz, then these guys could be 2 receivers you would throw to. Now, one other thing I want to talk about here is the split end who runs this corner route. He's going to force, if they're in cover 3, he's going to force that corner back into this area here. And ultimately what that's going to do is going to allow this guy here, which is the slot receiver, to get open once he breaks towards the corner. So against cover 3, you may want to look to throw to him. But since this play is particularly against man coverage, let's just go ahead and stick with man. I just wanted to mention that to you, just in case for some of you guys who run this play. So with this particular play, what I want you guys to do is I want you to focus in on this receiver here, which is the running back, because he's the one that we're actually going to throw to. I think when you guys go into the game, you're going to find the exact same results that I'm showing here, and it'll be something that you might consider running as far as a play that's pretty effective as far as attacking man coverage. And as you look at it, you can see right there, as he breaks to the inside, you're going to find that he's open. And the other thing is you can see as we run this play is that the safety comes down right after the ball's been thrown, but by the time that ball gets in there, we should end up making that completion right here for a nice gain, possibly between maybe 10 to 15 yards down the field as far as the running back. And he's almost always open, especially if you got a fast running back. Think of Reggie Bush matched up against a slower slower linebacker, rather be a left outside linebacker, whoever it may be. There's a good chance that you're going to find him open in most cases. So just keep that in mind as you run this play. I do like this play. I think it's pretty effective as far as attacking man coverage. So the name of this one's called Gun Ace Twins Post.